Joining me today is Sebastiaan, who is CEO of Jan De Rijk Logistics. He's the chairman of the Cool Chain Association and vice chairman of TARCA. Thank you so much for joining us today, Sebastiaan.
Pleasure.
Tell us about those roles and how do you juggle them all?
Well, it's a lot of responsibility, but of course it's for the good for the industry. And of course they're quite complementary, because what we do as Jan De Rijk has to do a lot with the air cargo industry and with the cool chain industry. Jan De Rijk is a very diverse group. We offer diverse services. We're a market leader in providing the service for road feeding to the airlines. We also have a very big automotive division. We have a cool chain division where we deliver pharmaceutical products to patients at home, to hospitals, to pharmacies. So it is complementary, but of course it's a lot of work, and of course also we're trying to make the industry work better for the benefit for the whole supply chain.
Well, what is the biggest challenge facing the industry at the moment?
Well, I think the biggest challenge the industry is facing, if you look at the air cargo industry, it is overcapacity. So there's too much capacity, so that has a negative effect, downward pressure on yields, which is not good for the airlines and for the industry as such. The other thing that we're facing is, there's a little bit to do with the overcapacity, is because the overcapacity is caused by a lot of capacity, also by lack of demand. And we have a lack of demand because there's less world trade, and there's less world trade because there's an increasingly, in the political spectrum, there's more protectionism. You know, if you look at the left or the right, in the US or in Europe, people becoming more and more protectionist, which is, I think, at the end not good for global trade and not good for the economies at all either. And of course that will have an effect on air cargo.
Well, how does Jan De Rijk help this situation?
Well, we are a very large logistics service provider, so we have 1,000 trucks, which is quite big. We diversified, so we not only rely on air cargo, even though we're the largest air cargo service provider in the industry, but we also have niches, like we have niches where we cater for services for the aerospace industry, for engines, etc., where we also by far a market leader, for the manufacturers of engines and to the airlines. Diversifying away, like I said before, we do assembly for the automotive industry, we have warehousing, we have trains. So I think the secret here is diversification. Otherwise, if you rely too much on one sector, you get hurt.
Well, it sounds like you're covering a lot of angles there.
Yes.
Tell us about your CIV certification.
Yeah, we're one of the first. This is quite interesting because as a cool chain, we have been advocating for a certification for a long time. And we have been asking IATA to do so, and luckily they have started this. And we as Jan De Rijk, of course, couldn't be left behind, and we were the first one to be CIV certified. And I think this is an increasing trend in the industry. Shippers are asking for common standards, higher quality, and I think this is the right way forward.
And has the trucking industry been hit by problems at channel ports? And we've seen a lot in the news recently.
Oh, definitely. I mean, now to a lesser extent, but last year, especially between June and October of last year, we faced a lot of hiccups, a lot of problems at the channel. We have about 20,000 crossings in the tunnel per year, which it's huge, it's a large operation. Luckily we didn't have any incidents because we abide according to very secure rules and procedures, but we had to divert, we had long waiting times, and that had a huge impact on our cost.
And how did TARCA help with that situation?
Well, advocacy. TARCA is advocacy very important. So not as the cool chain, but also as TARCA, we made these things visible to the authorities. We addressed them, and we said that this is costing the industry. It's not only the air cargo industry, but the whole logistics industry, the cool products. For example, if there's immigrants on board on certain trailers where there's food, they have to destroy the whole goods. So it's a lot of destruction of value, and it's not good for the economy. So they are now addressing this, and this is one of the things that TARCA is also addressing, right? It's very strong. We are representing not only the airlines, like certain other organizations, but we represent the whole air cargo supply chain, all participants in the air cargo supply chain.
Excellent. Well, good luck with all those jobs and for the rest of the event today.
Thank you.